What shall we take a look at today? Let's see. I mean, we got a few options, but I am very excited for this guy today. The Season 3 JJK Yuji Itadori. Let's take a closer look at this guy, shall we?
Alright boys, so here we got Yuji. Before we take a closer look at the action figure itself, let's take a look at the packaging. We get a simple, the usual Tamashii Nations box. We get a preview of the figure and its accessories, and then we get a few cool pictures of Yuji Itadori right there on the side. We get a, hold up, we get a little nice, it's actually pretty sick. Nice image of Yuji right there running. And then on the back, we get a preview of what this figure is capable of and its accessories. And then on top, we get a nice little Yuji Itadori, Sukuna's Vessel, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. Here's this little sticker right here that shows that this figure is authentic. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the packaging. Now let's take a closer look at the actual figure. Guys, so here we got Yuji outside of the box. Before we focus on the actual figure itself, let's take a look at the accessories, which he comes with a decent amount of accessories. We could have had maybe a black flash or something, but this is the Yuji when the Culling Games arc starts and he's running and fighting all the cursed spirits. So yeah, this is the look from it, which he didn't pull out a black flag, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen the start of the Culling Games. It's been a while. Or this scene specifically, when he's running when he's killing all the cursed spirits and shit. We get 5 different pairs of hands with this figure. 4 different pairs right here, and then the ones that come on the figure itself. 5 different faceplates, which are very beautiful in my opinion. Like, take a closer look at those faceplates, guys. I think Tamashii Nations did a great job with the faceplates. They came out very beautiful. And then yeah, you get the one on Yuji, and then we do get an extra hairpiece, which is he comes in when he's like fighting or whatever. We'll show off that piece in just a sec. First, and then he does come with a knife that he barely uses. He only uses this knife against Yuta when he's fighting him. But yeah, very decent looking knife. Hell yeah, it's actually very clean. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the accessories, guys. Let's take a closer look at the actual figure itself. Alright guys, here we got Yuji outside of his box. He looks very clean. We got his black jumpsuit design from Season 3, or like the end of Season 2, when he's running and fighting the cursed spirits. But yeah, there's not much like detail on this guy. He's just a simple black jumpsuit, or gray, I don't know. To me it looks more black, but it might be gray, I don't know. Let me know, is this gray or black? But yeah, nothing too crazy about this guy. You got his red shoes, his clothes look baggy and shit. Not so much shading or anything crazy going on. But yeah, where this guy pops off is going to be in the articulation department. Not really the design. But yeah, let's get started with the articulation. Let's start with the head. He's gonna look down very good, and then up just as well. I like that this hood does not get in the way of his head articulation as some other figures do. But yeah, he's gonna look side to side, no problem with the head whatsoever. And then let's move on to the arms. He's gonna be able to move his arms up that much, which is a very good amount. And then yeah, no problem moving it around. The butterfly joints are gonna pop off to that much, which is a very good range. Look at that, you get a lot of range right there, which is really good. We do get a little swivel, bicep swivel, and then double jointed bend right there at the elbow, and then simple design to the hand. It's gonna be able to move around like so. And then ab crunch is gonna be able to crunch very good forward, and then back, very good as well. Wow, look at that. It's actually really good. And then yeah, side to side movement. You're gonna be able to move this guy very easily, very smooth. You know, he's not loose, he's not tight, he's just right. And then yeah, that's gonna be it for the stomach, the ab. He moves around very good. And then legs, he's gonna kick up that much, back that much, and then to the side, he'll be able to do the full side splits and then forward splits. Boom. Very good motion right there from this guy. And then we do the leg swivel right here. Double jointed knees. Hell yeah. And then your... Oh yeah, also wanted to point out that the freaking toes come out when you move this guy, which is actually really weird. Look at that. Why does that happen to machinations? But you could just easily pop it back like that. So yeah, no issue. But yeah, the foot is gonna move down not much, which is very good. Up, freaking just as well. And then yeah, side to side, toe crunch. And yeah, man, this figure's articulation is top notch, man. No problem whatsoever, and he's super fun to freaking play with and, you know, move around, have him fight, throw hands with whatever guy you want him to. He's so cool. Alright guys, so here I got Yuji in a cool little pose. I decided to put the little different head sculpt on there so you guys can see what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much else I can say about this figure other than it being an articulation beast. You know, it's very fun to play around, pose with. I want to say that the Tamashii Nations did a phenomenal job with the face sculpts. Like, look at that, guys. I think the faces came out very beautiful. You know, accessories are pretty decent on this figure. I wish it came with maybe like a black flash, as I stated before earlier in the review. But I mean, yeah, this is I'm very satisfied with this figure, and he's a lot of fun, so I do recommend it. This is gonna be it for the review, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, man, this figure's sick. You should go get it. Yeah, that's gonna be it. See you guys.